Building with graphene doesn't require a billion-dollar laboratory. I'm going to show you how to take waste, carbonize it, and flash it into the strongest material known to man. We're creating a biopolymer that is both a structural binder and a waterproof shield for our homes. The journey starts with pyrolysis. To get graphene, we first need high-quality biochar. But you can't just burn husks in the open air, or they'll turn to ash. We need an oxygen-free environment. The container. Take a small metal paint can, must be unlined, no plastic coating, and fill it with your rice husks. The seal. Punch a single tiny hole, 2 to 3 millimeters, in the lid. Seal it tightly. The heat. Place this can inside a larger metal barrel surrounded by wood or charcoal. As the outer fire heats the inner can, the oxygen inside is used up instantly. Watch the tiny hole. That smoke is syngas. When it catches fire and creates a jet, you know the volatiles are escaping. When that jet goes out, the carbonization is complete. Pro tip pop-up. Don't open the can until it's stone cold or your char will ignite.
To make this conductive for the next stage, we need to prep the char. Milling. Grind the char into a fine, flour-like powder. Soak the powder in white vinegar or diluted muriatic acid to dissolve excess minerals. Rinse with distilled water and dry it completely in an oven at 110 degrees Celsius. Now we move from heat to electricity. This is flash joule heating, the chamber. Pack the powder tightly into a high-temperature quartz tube. The electrodes. Insert graphite rods into both ends so the powder is squeezed between them. The power. We use a capacitor bank charged to 60 volts to 100 volts. In a fraction of a second, we discharge the bank.
At 3000 Kelvin, the carbon atoms snap out of their messy sponge shape and rearrange into flat, hexagonal graphene sheets. This is where it gets real for construction. We aren't making computer chips, we're making reinforced biopolymers. The graphene acts as a microscopic, tortuous path. Water molecules can't pass through the flat sheets. They have to zigzag around millions of them until they evaporate. It's a molecular umbrella that also acts like billions of tiny rebar strands, locking our building fibers together. I'm using this as a structural binder for the core of the walls and a burnished top coat for waterproofing. Troweling this flattens the wall at a molecular level.
Join the Forgotten Archive and comment what you like or want to see.